Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So I have a new strategy here that I'm going to be running you guys through. Lots of people have been asking me, where the heck have I been? What have I been doing? And why has content been so slow? I'm so sorry. As you guys may know, I have been super busy with the launch of the trading floor, which is our new community and our home where Artie, myself, Brutus, and a bunch of other traders that a lot of you guys may be familiar with or heard from before on my channel are all in now. So it's been super busy the last month getting that up and settled, so I have had to take some time off from YouTube content. I apologize, but don't worry, lots of content coming out. I have like 3 videos or so coming out, I believe, in the next week, and then definitely at least something once a week again. So I will be back to my normal YouTube schedule soon. So I do apologize, but I do have lots of stuff planned for you guys to be released in the next month, so don't worry. Also, this strategy is something that some of you guys, if you are from the trading floor, already know about. The truth is, you guys got this strategy first, so that's the reality of being in that community. You are going to get access to content and things a little bit sooner. So if you are from the trading floor community and you are watching this and you've been trading Happy Trail already, you already have a video very similar to what I'm about to show, but this is more updated information. You guys saw a little bit of content where I showed how you can fix win rates with this strategy through all of May. This will be showing you guys what June has done so far with this version of it. If you guys are not in the trading floor community, you can definitely find out more information. The link is below. I will list it in the description box. You guys can check it out there. Or there is a video I can tag up here in the right hand corner for you guys to go check out if you want to know more about what's in the trading floor community, what it's about, what we offer. If you are not, and you are somebody who don't want to go down the paid community route, no worries, totally understand that. I myself was that way. I was so terrified of paid things when I started trading, so that's totally understandable, and it's okay. The beauty of these customized indicators that we have created for that community is that they all use free indicators. So you may not get the cute little smiley faces that I have, but I'll show you in a second all of the settings, and in the settings, every indicator that is used to print a smiley face, all the confluences you need to have happen, all those indicators are listed in there. So all you'll need to do if you want to trade this for free using the free indicators is just find them. You'll just have to come up to your indicators and search each one that I show and add them onto your chart individually. I'll tell you when I go through the settings what confluence needs to be lined up, so that way you guys, if you want to trade along for free, you can do that. If you're in the trading floor community already, you guys have access to this indicator, so all you do is just load it under your invite scripts only. You'll have the Happy Trail one that you'll pick. Okay, so let's talk about this. First and foremost, this strategy works on any time frame. Any time frame. The idea of this strategy is a very simple breakout strategy. That's what you're going to be looking at. You do need to know how to mark a support and a resistance level, but you don't need to mark up multiple time frames. You don't have to get super crazy about it. Literally, all you have to do is mark up the most recent high and low for the current smiley face, or confluences if you're going to do it the free way, that will all line up. Let's look at your indicators first. First and foremost, you'll need the Happy Trail indicator if you guys are doing it with the trading floor. If you're doing a free version, then you're going to take each and every one of these indicators listed and add them on separately. For the settings, if you are trading it with the Happy Trail indicator, just look here. You can screenshot what I have and just I'll kind of go slow so you guys can kind of copy it, take a picture, whatever. But if you are in that community, you will have this already listed on the data sheets. And there is also a template that is pre-made for you that you can just copy over to your trading view and just add it on, and it'll all be preset for you already. If you are somebody who's trading this the free version, you don't want to be in the community, no worries, that's okay. You're just going to add on these indicators separately. For this version, you're going to have a little bit different smiley faces, and I'll show you what that means from the people who have the customized one, only because we have a coder who does help tweak things to make it the way I specifically want it. But if you watch this, when I click this off, this alternate trend filter, this is our customized version of this, it will change the smiley faces a little bit. So watch there, you'll have slightly different smiley faces. It doesn't matter whether you really use this or not, whichever version. I personally like to use this alternate trend detection method that our coder has made for us specifically. It's like a revamp of the trend filter, which is a free indicator. So if you guys have to go the free version, go the free version. Don't worry about it. It still will work. You'll see you still get smiley faces. They're just not going to line up with what I marked up, but regardless, you guys have to do your own testing. It will still work because it's still a breakout strategy. You're only going to take smiley faces that print when you have a breakout from support and resistance. I personally just like this one. As you guys can see, I think the smiley faces just print a little more separated. I like that. It's not necessary though, and if you are trading it even with the trading floor indicator, the smiley face happy trail indicator, you can decide whether you want to check this one on. If this is checked on, then you're using the alternate trend filter. If you uncheck this, then you're using just the basic trend filter settings. But either one will work. I've used both before in the past and both of them work. I just like the alternate trend a little bit better, so I keep that clicked on. For free people though, just using the free indicators, you're only going to have this one as an option, the trend filter indicator, so you'll have to use that. These would be the settings that you would set for it. If you are using happy trail indicator, then you're going to keep this checked and then you're just going to enter in these settings. If you're using the free version, you are going to need an RSI and an MA. You can put your RSI and then put an MA, a moving average, through it, and that's what you will need to do. You will set your RSI, just the basic RSI, to 150. Use your sources closed, and then the actual moving average that you want to go through your RSI will be set to 35. So you can overlay your indicators like that. In a future video, I will show you guys how to do this a little more in detail, but to keep this video to just explain the strategy itself, I will just keep moving on. But if you guys don't know how to overlap your indicators, I'm sure there's something on YouTube to show you how to do that. Essentially, all you're going to do is put your RSI on, grab your MA, and literally drag and drop it on top of it, and it should combine them for you. The last indicator that you'll need if you're doing it the free way is the TSI. You'll set the long length to 15, the short length to 4, and the signal length to 15. So those of you using the free version, if you're going to put all your indicators on, you're going to need 4 of them to start with. That would be your trend filter, that one up here. You're going to need the RSI, which is your second indicator, and then you need the MA, which is your third indicator. And then you need the TSI, which is your fourth indicator. Those are all of your settings. If you're using the happy trail indicator, copy what I have here. The next thing that I put on is totally optional for you guys is the sessions indicator. I use this because I like to be able to sort what sessions I want to see. This is totally optional, but as you guys can see, I only mark up during certain sessions because I personally only trade during New York. So there is this like poopy color, like brown color, that is mixed session, and then there is this burgundy color, and that is the rest of New York. Mixed, for those of you who don't know yet, is when you have London still running and the beginning of New York when it opens, and they overlap. New York, where this burgundy is where it's just New York running. So I only trade during those times for me personally, so that's what I mark up, and that's what you're seeing here for these results. A lot of times you guys will ask me, when should I trade? Like, what should I do? And you'll back test 24/7, which is not a bad thing to do. However, you still need to refilter your trades if you're testing 24/7 because you are not a machine. You are human, most likely, if you are watching this, and you have to sleep. So you will not be trading 24/7. You will be trading whatever sessions are best suited for you to trade. So you should go back and mark up whatever sessions you plan to be sitting at the charts to trade and see what would that strategy do for you personally. That's what you'll see here. That's what I've done. So I do put the sessions on just to make it easy for me when I'm going back. I know very quickly to avoid like smiley faces like here where it's just like not in my right colors. Like I don't have to sit there and think about times or anything like that. I already know that this one doesn't count. This one doesn't count. This one doesn't count. Even though you might see some good moves during those sessions, it doesn't matter. That's not the times when I'm awake. I would be asleep. So I just don't even bother to look at them. But you guys can choose to use this or not. That is totally optional. The other one that is not included in the actual happy trail that I typically do like to use as far as indicators go is the stochastic RSI. So if you guys choose to put this on, it is just default settings that I have it set to, and you can feel free to add this on if you have the ability to have that many indicators. Some of you guys don't, and that's okay. If you are in trading floor, you're only using 3 indicators, so you're still able to use the free version of TradingView. If you are trying to go the free way where you don't have to have a subscription to the community, but you want to still trade the strategy, so you're going to add on all the indicators separately, you can still do this obviously, but you will then be working with 4 indicators up here. The sessions indicator would be your 5th indicator, and then stochastic RSI would be your 6th indicator. Your chart's going to look a lot busier than this, but can still work. So for those of you guys who are trying to trade this for free, what you'll look for your confluences will be, you will have a trend filter indicator on that will have a buy or a sell signal. The other confluence you'll need to see is your RSI and your MA crossing. So when you overlap them, when you see them cross, then you would look to count that as a confluence. The last thing you'll need is a TSI color change and crossing as well. So when your TSI crosses, your MA and RSI cross, and you have your trend filter telling you to buy or sell. If it is crossing in an upwards motion for your MA and RSI and your TSI, and you have a buy signal, you would buy. If you have a sell signal for your trend filter, you have a RSI and MA crossing downwards, and you have a TSI crossing downwards, and a color change for the TSI, you would then look at all of those to be a confluence to sell. I may be confusing you guys. Like I said, I will make a free version altogether showing it to you, but I know some of you can comprehend this pretty quickly, and you can still do it without me having to show it to you all broken down. So just stay with me here, stay patient. I will make you a completely free version explaining all these indicators a little bit better and showing how that would look. For those of you trading with the happy trail indicator, I mean, it's pretty simple for you guys. You just set your settings, and if it is a smiley face that is smiling upright, you are looking for buys. If you have a upside down smiley face, you are looking for sells. Basically, these smiley faces will only print when all of those confluences I just explained for the free people are met. So you don't need to add on all the additional stuff. It's already coded in for you. Okay, so that is the settings. I went a little bit long there, but I want you guys to just kind of understand, because I'm trying to explain it for free people and for paid people who are in the trading floor membership. The basics of this strategy is very, very simple. All you need to do is figure out what time you're trading, like I've showed you during my sessions where I would be trading at. And then what we're going to do is look for your smiley face to print. So you just wait. You could literally set an alert on these. To set an alert, you come over to your indicator, click on the More tab, click on Add Alert, and you can, your condition would be happy trail here. You can leave any alert. Any alert will send you an alert, whether it is an upright smiley face or a upside down smiley face. But if you want to only find buys or sells, you can click individually how you would want them as well. But if you click any, that just means if it's upright or upside down, it will give you an alert. You'll click how you want to be notified, your date range, all that stuff, hit create, and then that'll create the alert for you. Let's say hypothetically that we got an alert here when this smiley face printed on this candle. What we would look to do, because I'm on the 15-minute time frame too, you guys know I like to trade on the 15-minute time frames because it gives me enough time to come in, get the alert. I'm not rushing like crazy. I have 15 minutes to get into the market, do my quick little analysis, and before the next candle would print. That being said, I like 15-minute, but this does work on any time frame. It's just a simple breakout strategy. So all you're going to do is grab your little horizontal lines, you mark your low of the most current area to this happy face that has just printed. You're not worried about this guy or any other guys, just this current one. Where is this current one at? Your low for the market is here. That was the most recent low. Then we're going to mark your high at the time that this prints. So you want to look at where is your most recent high, looking to the left. So you're not going to go all the way up here. Some of you may be tempted to, but you don't want to go all the way up here. The reason is because that's this previous happy face's most recent high. We're looking at the market in this area. So the market at this time that this prints is kind of in this area. Looking to the left, where is your most recent zone? Not up here, even though many of you will be tempted to. The most recent zone is actually in this area when we're looking to the left. It's in this area. So if the market was down here, and we've been watching it on this candle, then this candle, and then this candle, and the closest next zone is in this area where we can see lots of touches of price. This is our next closest zone to potentially have to break. Then this one. So there are two here, so don't get yourselves too twisted a little bit. When looking at this and I draw lines, I know lots of you are like, how come not at the very top with the wicks? That's because for me personally, I like higher probabilities. So when it comes to my version of trading and how I mark up a support and resistance area, I look at where price has been the most. So I like to draw my lines kind of in the middle of the candles versus just throwing it all the way at the top, maybe here, where only this one wick has touched or this one wick has touched. That's not the most probable place for price. The more probable place where price has been liking it the most is here, where you have more touches where price has been in this area versus just one wick here or one wick there. Those of you who like to draw your boxes, you like to draw the shaded in boxes going around a zone, you would be capturing all of this area in your shaded box. Rather than shaded boxes, because I personally don't prefer them, I just draw a line straight through where would the middle of that shaded box be. So when you guys are thinking about it, think of it like that. So I will push up a little bit higher just to capture more of the prices. So that way we're hitting this candle, this candle, this candle, this one, this one, this one, this one. I'm going to keep going. This one, this one. Some of the wick on this guy, some of the wick on this guy. We do miss these little guys in here. Not a big deal. This one, this one, this one. You can see this one, this one, this one. Versus just getting only two of them. That's our next most probable zone for the market to go to. If price was down here and this is our low, and now it's pushing up, this is our most probable area for price to come to. Not up here, guys. It will probably eventually get up here, but first you're going to have to break this little area here. We're not looking at multiple time frames here. We're not looking at making it more complicated. I'm trying to keep this very simple. Just the most immediate area for your high and your low, and the next closest area for it to go to. So this is our next closest. You have a smiley face that prints. This candle kind of closes and breaks out, not quite all the way there. This one kind of bouncing around on the price there. This one, you finally get your smiley face. When you have marked this up and you come and you look at it, you would realize that you did break this previous zone to the left. So this would be an entry candle. You have an upright smiley face, and if you want to use the stochastic as another confirmation, your stochastic is crossing in an upward motion. A lot of you will ask me, will it matter if it is overbought or oversold? The answer is no, as long as it is crossing in the correct direction. So we're going to take a long here because this counts as an entry for us. Because it did break out, you had a breakout along that line with a smiley face and a crossing. So we'll enter in at the close of the candle. You're going to put your stop loss down at the bottom of your zone area, so right wherever you mark it up, and then target, I'm saying a 1.5. You guys can go for more if you'd like. You do get it with that wick there, so you would still have room even for a spread to grab some more if you needed to, because this is US 30 and you don't have more than 20 point some spreads ever. And if you do, you shouldn't be trading during it. Okay, so that's a winner for you guys, as you guys can see there. And that's how that would look as far as marking it up. All right, so I'll show you guys an example of a loss, because losses do happen. We do have one loss here, and I'll show you how that looks. So at the time that this smiley face prints, your high for the market would actually be around here. So your most of your touching of price, and your low would actually be right there. And as you can see, this smiley face does print, it does break out, and it goes nowhere. It obviously comes backwards, so that was a loss, but I'll show you. You would go for a long. Technically on here, this would be your long. Your stop loss would be there, and you would target a 1.5. 1.5 is just what I test with when I'm back testing it. I know that long term it is profitable, but there are definitely trades that will go much longer than 1.5. So if you are looking to maximize your profits, you could secure your trade to be risk-free at like 1-to-1 reward and then trail along, keeping one zone behind at all times. So this one's a loss. You guys can see I counted that one as a loss, and that's why. But then you follow it up with a winner. So again, we would be looking at this smiley face now. So this one loses, but now this smiley face happens. So every time you get a new smiley face or a new set of confluences, if you're a free trader, if you're trading at the freeway, every time you get a new set of confluences, you readjust again, looking for the breakout to see if all your confluences are lined up when the trade breaks out. So your new markup would be with this smiley face. Your new high for this smiley face would be here. Your low is still about the same area, so you can see this smiley face prints and you do get the breakout of the zone. And as you can see, you enter close of candle. You can put your stop loss a little bit higher, target 1.5, and you do get that. Actually over here I've been shifting things around, sorry guys, but you get it here. So that is a winner. And then again, so these smiley faces don't count, not during the times we're trading. You're just letting your trade run. You can see we get another smiley face. And again, you would just adjust your support and resistance to see where the breakout would happen. For this smiley face, you're looking at your low being here, and your most recent high with the most amount of touches for price somewhere in this area. You get lots of wicks here, some touches in here, lots of touches in here, and you can see you get a smiley face here with a breakout. So enter in at close of candle, stop loss goes at your low, target 1.5, so that would be a win. So you guys can kind of get an idea of what they look like. The other thing you may see is these NAs. That means that you never broke out. So it helps to save you from losses. So readjusting again, pretending we come in the market on June 8th here, and this is our time. So we look at this smiley face printing and we look at where's our most current low. That's our most current low. Then we look at where is our high at. Somewhere in this range with our high. I like in this area. Lots of touches with the price in here, again in here with lots of price touch, and you know, all kind of consolidating in that area. This smiley face prints, it never actually breaks out of the zone. Even if you went a little bit kind of like tighter here, you still don't break out. Wicks don't count. Remember that, wicks do not count. It has to be the body of the candle that breaks out and closes to count. You also at times can have a 1 candle leeway. This is for people trading the happy trail version. For those trading confluences, you will have to do your own back testing to see if that helps you. But many times you'll find that if you're marking up your support and resistance rate, you don't need the 1 candle leeway, but sometimes you may need it. If that's the case, you feel free to adjust your rules, but do test on your own. I don't need it for this version of it. The settings are fast enough if you're using this guy. So this is why I like this, use the alternate trend detection method. It seems to speed it up a little bit where I don't need to wait for one more candle. But those of you using the free version, if you're using just the regular trend filter indicator, you may need to speed it up a little. That's enough of that side note. Okay, so moving on. And then, you get another smiley face here. The idea would be mark your most recent high. That would be your most recent high at the time that this prints. Again, where would be your most recent low? At the time when this smiley face prints, your most recent low is here. This candle breaks out. You enter at close of candle. Target this as your stop loss for your high. And 1.5. And you get that. So that's how it would work. Okay, so you guys kind of get the idea just from watching that, like how this works. So as you guys can see here, since the beginning of June, and as the time that I'm filming this, it's June 13th, you guys can see down here. Since June 1st, there were no applicable trades on June 1st, so June 2nd was the first time that we saw a trade that actually could be entered into. So technically since June 2nd, up until June 13th, not including weekends and stuff, this is, I'm showing you guys on US 30, it works on any pair, by the way. I meant to tell you guys that, I apologize. It works on any pair. But the idea is just trading a breakout strategy. Make sure you're marking your support and your resistance. As long as it breaks out, you should be okay. Please do be smart about the times that you're trading. If you're looking to trade a pair that is not open at that time, the market is not running. So hypothetically, you want to trade like JPY pairs, but it's New York and you know that they're not open right now. Like, Unless it has a USD pair in it, I wouldn't trade that pair. That would be silly to trade because there's no point. There's not much volume right now. So be smart about what you're trading or what times you're trading it. If you're going to trade this with forex pairs, if you're trying to trade this with the US indices, I suggest trying to trade this during the time when the US market is actually open. As you can see, that's all I've marked up. Lots of movement still happens. You can still trade it during other times, but you may find that you will get some consolidation. London may move as well, so you guys could always try and mark that up. But please just be smart about what times you're looking at and the pairs and whether that market's even open, because you want to make sure that the volume is there. That's the only indicator that's kind of lacking here as far as like helping you guys. So if you feel like you need something extra to help you, you could look at adding in some sort of volume indicator. But typically when you are trading a breakout strategy, when it breaks out, that is the market's way of telling you there is volume there. There are people there to help push the market. So I don't put it on there because that's just puts us over the 3 indicators that we would need if you're trying to keep to 3 indicators and keep for free on TradingView. If you're trading this with individual indicators, trying to break them all down, I'm assuming that you would have pro or premium, and then that would mean that you guys can add on a volume indicator. Okay, so to wrap this up, as far as the results go, trading this half of June pretty much so far, so from beginning of June until June 13th, we've had 7 total trades that actually meet the criteria and actually broke out. We had 6 winners and 1 loss. So that means if you're going for a 1.5 and not even holding, in some cases, these things are massive, you really could be holding some crazy runners. You could have gotten, obviously this is if you traded perfect, but you could have gotten something insane like this and gotten a 5% reward just on that kind of trade. So there are definitely opportunities, even this one drops too. So there are opportunities to hold and make this even more profitable. There is a lot more potential that could be there beyond 1.5. That is up to you guys to decide how to hold and how to maximize your trades. I will work on showing some live trading videos with this, how I do it and how I personally would maximize these trades beyond just 1.5. So that will be coming in the future. But as far as just going for a 1.5 and just targeting that, this is what you're looking at so far in June. It would have been a 6.5% gain. Yeah, not tons of trades, guys. Some of them do hold for a little bit. You're holding into other sessions. But it's a very simple strategy, especially if you have the ability to just enter in with an alert, quickly just see, did it break out, and then let it run. And that's it. Come back and check it the next day, see if you hit your take profit or your stop loss. So it's kind of a mindless strategy in that concept. And there is a way to trade this without support and resistance. It's just the results aren't always as good. And that's the reality. When you start adding in little bits of technical analysis or a little bit of price action, you're going to get better results long term. So I'm trying to show you guys how to do that, but very simple support and resistance and breakout without getting too crazy hard. All you do is look for the breakout of the support and resistance for the current smiley face, the most recent area for it. You don't need to mark up a bunch of other areas. You don't have to go look at other time frames. It will work on any pair as long as you're doing the breakout version of it, and you can trade it on any time frame. You may need to fiddle with settings a little bit if you're trying to do it on much higher time frames or very low time frames. If you're trying to go 1 minute or you're trying to go all the way up to 4-hour daily, you might have to mess with the settings a little bit to get the right settings. If you guys have questions, you can always ask us in the trading floor and we can run the optimal settings for you guys and figure out what would be the best for that time frame. Okay, so that is it for this. Like I said, if you're in the trading floor community, you already know how to work this, and there's definitely been people who have been loving this and been doing really good with the breakout version of it. So that's really awesome to see. If you guys are going to do the free version, you are going to have to do a little more work with loading up your indicators, but it's still the same idea. When all those confluences are met, just wait for the breakout and then you could take the trade. And you still would have gotten very similar results if you traded at the free version way. Just a little more work on your part, but it's free, so can still work either way. Okay, so that is it for this video, and I hope to see you guys in my next video coming out pretty soon. All right, bye. So all you'll do if you are somebody who wants to trade this but you want to trade it for free is Hey, stop it. I'm recording. Stop, bird.